Hi. The patterns you carry into your relationships right now, present day, the grasping for connection, reacting, the pushing and pulling, the anxiety that shows up when there's silence or distance, those patterns were learned in the past and may not even fit with today. Now, if you've been following along this week, you might be thinking, didn't we just talk about this? And yes, we did touch on where reactions come from. This is a different layer of that same thing, though. Less about where the reaction came from and more about who is really doing the reacting and whether that person has the same options that you do today. We have been talking about how our patterns are learned by younger versions of us, a lot of them before we could even walk. We had fewer options to draw from, far less understanding, and didn't even have a fully online prefrontal cortex. If we are unaware of what pattern is quietly running the show, we are likely showing up as a younger version of ourselves, still trying to get needs met that didn't get met when we were young. No judgment. Humans do this. When you were young and the adults around you were inconsistent or unavailable or even frightening, or just not equipped to give you what you needed, they were doing the best they could with what they had. No blame. And you might still have not gotten what you needed or gotten your needs met. Your nervous system did something rather remarkable based on your environment. It adapted. It built a strategy. It figured out the best way to navigate that particular environment with the limited tools available to you as a child. Stay alert. Monitor everything. Protest loudly when connection feels threatened. Don't rock the boat. Or handle it yourself. Don't need too much. Stay self-sufficient. Or want it but feel fear at the same time because asking for things was unpredictably unsafe. Those were really intelligent responses by your nervous system, creative even. Your nervous system looked at what was available and built the best possible solution. The problem now is that the patterns that were built back then might not be working so great for you now. The environment is different. You are different. You are not that child anymore. And that sounds simple. It might even sound obvious. But I want you to sit with it for a second. Really sit with it. Hearing it and knowing it can feel very different. You have resources now that your child self didn't have. You have language, the ability to name what's happening inside you, to ask for what you need, to set a limit. You have perspective, the capacity to look at a situation from more than one angle and to ask whether your reaction fits the moment or belongs somewhere else. You have the ability to leave situations that are genuinely harmful. You have the ability to choose who you let close to you. Your child self, though, you did not have those things. You didn't have that ability. You were dependent, small, and working with whatever you could at the time. We are all just trying to understand our childhoods and how they shaped us and then build an adulthood from that knowledge that supports healthy relationships with self and others. But the patterns don't just disappear because you realize them. They don't. The nervous system doesn't automatically update insight alone. Update through insight alone. What you can change, though, is your relationship to the patterns. Before this reframe tool, the pattern runs you. It's in charge. The activation happens. The old response fires, and you're inside it before you've even had a chance to make a choice. The child is driving, and you're in the back seat. After you learn this reframe, not immediately, not perfectly, but over time and with practice, you will start to have a different experience. The pattern is still going to show up. You cannot unexperience your experiences. The activation still happens. But now you can recognize it. You can say, I see you, pattern. I know why you're showing up. You are that old response that kept me safe when I was young, but I'm not a child anymore. I am now an adult, and the adult me can acknowledge the pattern without letting it take over. So hold on, kiddo, let me handle this. And this is what it looks like in practice, daily practice. And don't let that feel daunting. It just takes a few seconds here and there. practicing awareness and the reframe. Repetition, and that's it. You feel the familiar tightening discomfort, the urge to grasp for connection or to run, or the chaos of both at once. And instead of either following it automatically or fighting against it, you get to choose something different. You notice it, you name it, and then you ask, what would the adult me do here? Not the activated child part, not the old autonomic nervous system, not that old programming, my adult, the present day me with options. And that question creates a pause. And in that pause, something becomes available that wasn't available before. A moment of genuine choice, which, if you spent years being run by a pattern you weren't aware of, you can feel very freeing. To have choice, not be on autopilot. The patterns are real. The history is real. What happened was real, and it matters. It shaped you in ways that deserve to be taken seriously. Absolutely. And you are also more capable than an automatic pattern. You are the adult who has done enough awareness work to listen, or read this far to sit with uncomfortable questions. Listen to these videos. Want something different than what the old program keeps giving you. The person, the you, the one watching this right now, has more capacity than the child. Claim that. Own it. Not as a one-time insight, as a practice, as something you remind yourself of every time the old pattern shows up and tries to take the wheel. You are not that child anymore. You get to respond from here, from now, from the full capacity of who you are today. So the exercise is, notice the activation, name it. How old do you feel in that activation? And then let the adult you decide, how you would want to respond versus letting the auto response play out. And this may sound familiar because some of it is taken from internal family systems work, IFS, where you notice the child parts or the younger parts, which one's showing up and taking over on autopilot. And you're like, okay, I see you. Hold on. Give me a chance to show you I got this. And when you do that, you notice them, you acknowledge them, and you're like, I got this. They can quieten down, they can calm, they can give you that space to choose. So that is all for today. Practice noticing, naming, and see if you want to make a different choice. If nothing else, just notice and name it, and you've already started the process. All right, I love you. Take care of yourself. And as always, I'm sending you peace and light. I'll see you in the next video.